All right, y'all. So we getting this recording started. Shout out everyone back here for another episode. Really going live here with the NIL plug, aka Mr. SW3. Shout out to SW3 Sports, helping student athletes and their parents with insights in sports and how the world connects with financial literacy. And I think that's very important. So while it's on my mind right now as well with certain groups, I want to make sure truthhiphop.com, inside the NIL plug, Fred Lee Music, Talks Over Drinks, as well, the talk show. Shout out to these people. Shout out Corey. Shout out Don. Shout out Markel. Shout out Trey. Shout out JP. Shout out everyone that's a part of the SW3 movement, the elite mindset, the elite master mindset group as well, because it's only up from here. But today, what I do want to transition to about some of our money talks. Okay, I want to talk about some of this money that we have going on. And the reason why I do want to talk about the bread is because a lot of people always talk about, hey, I want to secure the bag, right? What does that mean? And it could mean a plethora of things, right? So many different things. People say I'm getting a bag. A lot of times it means I'm doing overtime, I'm working, I'm going to my next job, right? And it's so many different situations that come up. And what I want us to really think about in this sense is the money, right? We talk about money. What's money? What's currency, right? So as right now, I'm looking at Bitcoin USD. I'm looking at the Bitcoin USD chart. And basically what I did, I just put a yellow horizontal line right here. Basically what it's talking about for me is the all-time highs, right? So the ceiling, I just created my ceiling, okay? What I want to do is also create another line, horizontal line that I remember what was my most recent floor, right? And what I mean by the floor, it is now dictating, or we are thinking of, okay, the last low, right? This is a low, as we can see, when we got here, it respects this situation, this zone, right? Because it even hit all-time highs, right? It came back down, but it still respected this floor, okay? So now what we're doing is now, honestly, because we're at an all-time high, we're kind of in a position where we may need to wait, right? So as we can see, this line can actually probably go up a little bit. And that is, kind of the beauty of what we have. Let me move that up a little bit. We can move it, boom, right there, right? So now that's more of a zone, in my opinion. So what I would like to see, now that I understand this is where our all-time high is in our zone, I would like to see a breakout, right? And then maybe a retest here as we break out and go a little bit further to the upside, right? That's how I think we get to 80K and beyond. And looking at this number, we are somewhere around 75. That's kind of where I was predicting, but the goal is to get above 73. 73.2, kind of where I have this zone between 73 and 71.5 is where I have this zone at. And I see if it breaks. What we need to do is see a breakthrough. And what I mean is a breakthrough, we need to see one of these candlesticks, because these are called candles, right? Right here, right? Break through this zone and close, right? I want it to close above here. Boom, candle closes, right? It may be multiple candle closes. Once it closes, that's how we know this is now could be the new floor, right? How this is a floor, how it respected it here, because at one point, as you can see, it was a ceiling, right? It bounced, it respected it. It didn't go through, it didn't close, right? But when it did close above, now guess we have a new floor. So what we need is basically where we're at right now in Bitcoin at where we're at 71.2 currently. We need to break this floor, right? We haven't broken through this floor yet, right? And we need to create new all-time highs, potentially between 71.5 and 75K. I see 70. Where was the all-time high last? It was 70, it's like 73.3-ish. 73.5, but I'm thinking 70. If we can get above 73.5 and 75.5 in that area, in that zone, and close, we can potentially see it break through 80. And then we know if it breaks through 80, it can easily go to 90, 100K by the potentially end of the year, depending on what we have coming up next. I know with Bitcoin ETFs, we got Ethereum ETFs going on where now money and now stock market money is now moving into the cryptocurrency space as well. So big ups to that. Be on the lookout. If you're interested in continue the financial literacy conversation, definitely important that you go to my website, sw3sports.com, and consider a consultation, whether it's 30 minutes, 60 minutes, 90 minutes, or even group sessions where, if you have a team or group of 5 or more and you would like a virtual session or even in-person session, of course, fees would apply plus travel, things of that nature, depending on what you choose, but available. And one thing I wanted to do with SW3 Sports, and the reason why I wanted to really bring in the financial literacy aspect in sports, is now with NIL, high school, I think there's 36, I believe at this time recording, 36 states that are allowing high school and college, at least high school and college athletes to receive NIL deals, right? So that means people who are student athletes in 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th grade, right? How old were you in these grades? 13, 14, 15, 16. At these ages are starting 6-figure businesses, right? Some of them, not all, some 7-figure businesses, right? But the thing now is to get into the entrepreneurial mindset, right? Because guess what's going to happen? You're a business owner, right? Not all businesses are going to hit 6 figures. Some are going to hit 4 figures, 5 figures, right? And that's going to be a process and a learning curve based on your personal brand. But understanding the bag is always one thing I wanted to be able to do, and been able to do it in crypto, starting with a small bag that grew to a much, much bigger bag, right? And that's what we're all doing. And that's all we want to do. So consider collaborating with SW3. We understand it's not for everybody, right? That's where the some will, some won't, so what comes into play. But what I am, and I promise you that I am going to do, is continue to share the information that I can, continue to offer services that are going to help my people, help my community, help SW3, help I'm Bop City Marketing, help truthhiphop.com, help Fred Lee Music, help Talk Over Drinks, right? These things that we're doing with my partners and my clients as well, we're taking things to the next level. So not only are you getting the media and marketing services, but you're getting education alongside of it when it comes to financial literacy and understanding what to do in the bag, right? We're not chasing the bag, we're attracting it. And I think that's key. And something someone said earlier as well that I wanted to bring up, someone mentioned this, is, why are we, and I was thinking about it because it was like, hey, what do you bring to the table? And I'm like, why is everybody worrying about who's at the table when we the ones and we in the kitchen, right? We in the kitchen, we chefing it up, we cooking. Like, y'all worry about who at the table eating, who in there cooking. I want to know who cooking, who's chefing it up, right? Because I understand, not everybody, we don't eat from everybody else's houses, do we? Ain't that why we stopped doing potlucks at work? You know what I'm saying? Like, who's cooking, right? And one thing about myself, one thing about SW3, one thing about my team is we cooking, right? We ain't worried about what's coming to the table because we all cooking. And when we cooking and chefing it up, you gonna bring something to the table, because just by you putting that spirit, right, into the atmosphere, that spirit of I'm gonna continue to sow, right? I'm gonna continue to reap, right? Because if I sow good, guess what I'm gonna do now? I'm gonna reap good, right? I sow good, I reap good. That's all good stuff, right? And that's how we want to do it, but it's all about one, collaboration, one, about having no ego. That's a huge part. A lot of people have egos. I enjoy the team. I enjoy the teamwork, right? A little background about me, if you didn't know, and those who do see this and do know me, QB1. Right, it started there in high school. QB1, star tennis, number 1, number 2, number one doubles, number one singles, number two doubles, whatever it was, I was always a leader in a sense, just naturally. Nothing I was wanted to be or I didn't feel forced either, but it came natural. And that's the whole part about being a team. I can get into the play and lead and say, hey, here's what you do. Here's your route. Here's your play. Here's what we do. And I can also take responsibility when someone else is calling the play, right? When I'm a part of the team. Oh, I can move the receiver from my quarterback position. I can move the running back, right? And that's the versatility that I want people to think about and have, because in this world, as NIL, as things change, as I'm going to talk about in another episode, the new, the new NFL incentive-based pay rule, right? Where, hey, you can still make a low salary, but based on your play, you can still get bonuses, right? That will take you up into another level that can potentially be life-changing for a lot of these individuals as well. So just want to give y'all that. Again, 10 minutes and out. Didn't want to stay too long. Again, go to sw3sports.com. Make sure you're listening to the podcast as well, and stay tuned because the podcast can be found from SW3 Sports. The merch is on there as well. My services are on there. Consider contacting me, sending an email, reaching out. I'm here for you. I want to see everybody at the top, y'all, because it's the bottom that's way too crowded. I'll see y'all on the other side.